I was sent a video for a commercial for my show, television show that is starting in the Memphis area. Great commercial, but they just had my name spelled wrong. My name spelled with a PH, and everybody spelled Stephen with a VEN. And so inadvertently, I deleted a video with a Facebook Live session that I had done called Real Talk, which I think was one of the greatest that I've done because we got real, and it's just so unfortunate now there's not a trace of it. I thank all of you all for sharing it as you did on yesterday. I thank all of you all for liking it and all the comments, but all that was wiped out with a bad delete. So sometimes when you're on these little cell phones, when you're maneuvering, you'll delete something before you know it. But if I were, also, if you're in the Memphis area tonight at 9 p.m., for those of you that have Comcast Cable, Channel 31 SVP, which is, I'm on the SVP Television Network. I come on immediately after Thaddeus Matthews tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. For those of you all that are out of the area or perhaps don't have Comcast, you can watch me stream live either here on Facebook or at www.svptvnetwork.com. I've yet to see one of my television shows on the widescreen, via the network because it's a live show. But they're going to have some for me later in the week, and then I'll post those. My word to you today is we live in such a rapidly changing world. Hey, Sister Toya, God bless you, Sister Coppage. We live in such a rapidly changing world. Things are changing right before our eyes. Innovation and technology are wiping out whole industries. Norms are changing. The millennials have their own way of doing things. It's just a different day. We're living in a totally different day. And if you stay resistant to change, then your life is going to go through many bumps and many changes. We live in a changing world, and you can't stay resistant to change. Change doesn't have to be your enemy. Change can also be your very, very, very good friend. And because I was listening to something last week, and they were saying that Uber has a net market worth of $65 billion, while Ford Motor Company, which has been in business nearly 100 years, has a market value of $60 billion. They were telling me the Hilton, which has been in business 100 years, that has a net worth of $60 billion, and that's already been eclipsed by the net worth of the, what's the home sharing thing? Someone help me put that in the comments. The home sharing where you rent your house out, and it's called, I can't remember, it'll come to me in just a second, but it's already been eclipsed. Things are changing. No one's sticking with the old. Technology is making sure that you don't have tons spent in infrastructure and buildings. Look, I'm going live right now for no cost, besides my own cable. I'm going live for no cost when it used to cost thousands of dollars to reach people, tens of thousands of dollars to reach people. Folks, every now and then, you got to hook on the change. You got to change, God, our challenge in life is that we serve a God who doesn't change, while we live in a world with folks that change 5 to 7 times a week. That's our challenge. That's what we have to do. But you can't stay resistant to change. I used to say, how can we be an 8-track church in a CD world? And now, I remember, just transitioning cars. I had 2000 E320, and my E320 had the changer in the trunk. So I put my, my little hot 6 CDs in the back, and my change is there. And I got my hot CDs, and I had to go to the trunk to change them. Well, people get tired of that, and now you don't hardly ever see any new CD changers on a new car. So I started having a little 1 CD at a time, and I was kind of a little upset by that because I couldn't just flip between. But now they're not even caring about CDs at all. The new cars that are coming out right now have Apple Play. You can go straight. Everything that you can do on your phone, you can do on the dash of your new ride. Technology is changing. So why are we so mad with change? We got change coming on Friday. That's a change that I'm not really looking forward to. We got a new normal. While we used to have Barack Hussein Obama at this, at press conferences, and he handled his grace. He was graceful. He spoke softly. He was a gentleman and everything else. Now we got a total disconnect coming. We don't know what a White House press conference will look in the coming days. And then we don't know right after the press conference whether he's going to attack someone on Twitter. We're living in changing times. How about this one? I'm finna really get in your Kool-Aid right now. I turned on you and you didn't even see it. You've been with your boo for X amount of time. God bless you, Sister Cassie. You've been with your boo for X amount of time. You've been with him. You're loyal. He's loyal, preferably. She's loyal, preferably. And you guys are each other's thing. But the problem that comes in relationships is when things start to change. Folks, if you're dating someone, if you're loving someone, and you say that you're changing, folks, they're supposed to change. Part of growth is change. That's our problem. Steve, I don't want you to be nobody but who you are. But if I stay who I am, I'm not growing. I'm not expanding. If someone really loves you, if somebody really cares about you, they will leave you room for growth. That's why most of our attacks come from family and good friends. We're talking about haters all the time. A hater rarely makes me cry. I enjoy some haters. The problem that makes me cry is when my family changes on me. You come over there and they quiet on you. That's stuff we have to deal with. Steve, you've changed. Well, Steve is now 50. I'm not supposed to be the same person that I was at 30. Change is not a curse. Change can also be your good friend. If you're in the moment, if you're in the move and on the climb and on the grind for better, you gotta change. Our problem most times is that we start being happy with good. Preach, Steve. But good is the enemy of better, and better is the enemy of best. Folks, I know when I'm talking to you that somebody out there is going through. But you're supposed to keep going through. Yeah, you're supposed to keep going through. Don't stop. Don't pitch a tent. Don't stay stuck at your last hindrance. Don't be stationed at your last compromise. Yeah, you made the decision. I know it was regrettable. I know it's not fun, but some of us have made some, when I go back over my life and I think about things that have been done to me, and I think about things that have detracted from my person, I discovered that my biggest enemy at times was inner me. That I've made some bad decisions. That I've did some compromises that I'm not proud of. But folks, you can't stay stuck there. Yeah, you did it. Yeah, they know you did it. and now you're laughed at. But guess what? On next week, they're going to be laughing at somebody else. Don't stay stuck at the place of your greatest failure. We get to a certain point, and you know, all your girlfriends know, they warned you. Preach, Steve, they warned you about talking to that brother with the cat eyes. Preach, Steve. And they told you about talking to Danny. Danny had a name, and you know, his partners call him Dirty Danny. But Dirty Danny, as a moniker, didn't stop you from liking Danny. It was them big old cat eyes. Well. Danny ended up doing what Dirty Danny does. And now all your girlfriends, you're embarrassed in front of your girlfriends. You know, I had a situation one time where I had two young ladies that were excited about their new love, and they came to tell me about it in the same week. And he's a preacher, been married about 5-6 times. But this is the thing that just threw me away, is that one came like Tuesday telling me that she was engaged to him, and another came like on Thursday. Like, brother, how you propose to two women in 1 week? You know, folks, you're high. You've told all your friends about you. You're seeing yourself. You already got the wedding magazine and started to turn the pages. You're about to order a dress, only to find out that the person that you're ready to be betrothed to is being betrothed to somebody else. We all got history. We all got remnants of things and bad decisions and things that we don't like, but you gotta move on. That's my word to you, is that we got to move on. Don't stay stuck at the place of your bad decision, your compromise, when you fell victim. We've all felt victim. We've all done some things that we're not proud of. We've all felt the pinch of compromise and the sting of our proclivities. Preach, Steve, I'm in the flow right now. My word to you right now is don't stay stuck there. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to change. One of the nicest things about a bad, destructive move is that life can teach valuable lessons. Folks, if Dirty Danny fooled you the last time, you ought to be ready for when Freaky Freddy comes. Preach, Steve. There are life lessons that we can learn from some of our bad decisions. And I can tell you right now that I'm better because of some of the things that I've gone through. Some of the destructive movements, sometimes I'm in a situation and I say this: I've seen this devil before. Every now and then you need to go through something bad enough, and if you fall victim the first time, shame on you. But if you fall for the same old scam over and over again, then it's shame on me. I see myself getting in situations and I say, I've seen this devil before. I recognize it, and then you move on. Folks, if you keep getting bit by the same devil, something's wrong. My word to you is that change can be good. Change doesn't have to be your ultimate enemy. Change can also be your very good friend. I don't know. I'm not operating on the outside. I'm not calling blessings from the north, south, east, and west. So that may be tough because I'm getting in your business. I'm talking about change. I'm talking about being tactical as a surgeon. I'm talking about on the inside where all the fluff is gone. I'm talking right past your outer veneer where everybody else sees and they think that you flow through life on flowery beds of ease. I'm talking to the part of your life deep underneath your outer veneer where you're struggling. I'm talking about the one that has the knowledge of what you did in the dark that hasn't yet come to the light. Preach, Steve. My word to you right now is that change can be your friend. Folks, life is changing. I'm supposed to grow. I'm sorry, and I'm going to give a formal apology to all my loved ones and to all my friends that I'm not the same Steve. But folks, if I've had 5 decades of almost 5 decades of hell, why in the world would I not make some needed changes? Sometimes when you're going through life, preach, I just saw that, you're going to have to adjust your course. God bless you, Brother Carl. You know, folks, If the same devil bit you in the 80s, you fell to one particular problem, and it bit you in the 90s, and it slipped up on you in 2000, and even came back up in 2010, why would you fall prey to the same thing over and over again? Sometimes our fall and miscues lead us to valuable life lessons. You know, folks, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be the same person at 50 that you were at 20. I'm sorry. I know how friends come up, Steve, man, the reason why I stay with you, man, because you don't change. Folks, that's not a compliment. That's a detraction. You shouldn't be the same person at 5 decades old that you were at 20. I got two people in mind. One comes to town, and this is his comment. Man, where the party at? Well, dude, first of all, we're 50. I got a family at home. I'm also a preacher. Kind of making a bad disconnect right there. Then there's one guy I know that he always, Steve, you remember that time you did blah, blah, blah? Well, dude, yes. I was, yeah, I did it. But dude, I did it 30 years ago. I'm 50. Why do we have to keep talking about it? Folks, you got some friends and partners and besties and roadies and homies and your ride or die chicks that always want to remind you of somewhere where you failed 2 decades ago. Folks, it's over. You know, you ain't said nothing about the 48 dudes that she says she's getting married to. You ain't said nothing about her over and over again. But there are people, you know, we have less to fear from our haters and enemies than we do from those that are in our close. There are some people that are never ready to release you to your next level. They will never give up that God has a mission for your life that's bigger than what they thought that God had upon your life. There are people mad with God because God has put something in you so special, so succinct, so distinct to change the world. So they're going to always try to pull on your past. They're going to, there's more people in our lives and in our little crew that will try to disqualify us, to say why God shouldn't be moving in our life, to tell us why you slept with Danny and you slept with Freddie and you slept with Mike and God can't possibly be trying to use you. But you slept with Danny, Fred, and Mike 30 years ago. Baby, I'm a different person. Those experiences of sleeping with Danny, Freddie, and Mike have prepared me for this time that can't nobody bring no stuff to me. You know, folks, I'm sorry. There's some sisters right now that have been through so much with some brothers that when they walk with a confidence. And you know, they let the brothers know that ain't gonna be, you ain't gonna pull no small time stuff on me again. You know, we've all been fooled. We've all been tricked. We've all been lied to. But we got folks that don't want to be lied to again. What's that brother called? Let's see. My growth as a man, physically and spiritually. Okay, message from my growth job. My 50. Yeah, Carl, we're both 50. But man, come on, man. You gotta. We both know that man, life has happened to me so much. I can remember time after time. I said, man, I'm in a mess again. Man, I'm in a mess again. I've said that all over my life. At some point, you got to learn from the messes and make a better decision with what's left. Folks, change can be your very good friend. My word to you right now, and I'm not letting up on it, I'm sorry. Anybody that doesn't want to stay my friend because I've changed, then you are not my friend in the first place. A true friend will leave room for growth. And guess what growth is? Growth is change. You know, if folks say, I'll always be your friend, if you stay just the way you are, that's not truly a friend. I got some friends that they glorify the next guy, and they'll never tell me nothing about me. And they keep me small. They'll keep me stagnant. And man, when I'm your guy, when I'm your friend with me, I'm trying to promote you. If you're in this business, I'm trying to call. I'm telling folks, this is my guy. I'm opening the doors up. But I've had people in my life that don't want to even speak. You know, you're at a conference that we go to, and you know, I'm unnamed. Nobody really knows me. And they say, what is this guy going to do? And I absolutely revolutionized the place. I'm not bragging. The place was destroyed because they had an unknown that nobody knows my name. Nobody knows who I am. I'm not on the big ticket. I'm not on the big club. And set the conference on fire, and you say nothing. How do you do that? You know, folks, look. People have in their minds about who they're going to let to be big. And the problem we have so many times in life are the people in our close-knit circle that won't release us to our next level. My word to you is that change isn't your enemy. Anybody that won't release you to the next level of your life is not truly your friend. If your family really loves you, if your family really cares about you, maybe that's why the Bible says that your enemies will be those of your own household. If they really care about you, if you really care about your friends, you'll release them to their next place. Allow room for growth. Your family needs to leave you room for growth. You are ever changing, ever evolving. While we serve a God that doesn't change, we live in a world where change is a constant. Folks, leave room for yourself for change. If the same cat can give you the same line and it catches you again 30 years later, then something's wrong. You should have been a fish on the wrong line enough times that you don't fall for the same old bait. Preach, Steve. Look, folks, some little dude with a Cracker Jack line that's already been ran on you. You ought to be determined that some folks ain't gonna catch you with the same bait, because if it bit you, you bit on the wrong line and on the wrong hook before. At some point, change should make you make better decisions. Now, I gave a good, concise word. I'm not prophesying blessings on you. I ain't promising you a new boo. I'm not promising you a new Bentley too. But I gave you a good word about change. Change is a constant. Change doesn't have to be your enemy, my brother, my sister, child of God. Change can also be your good friend. Be blessed.